Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Cherise Johnson Moore here, your hope builder, lifting you out of your sorrow by guiding you to see the Christ within through scripture and practical applications. Today, it is time for Let's Talk Sunday. And our topic for today is Don't Fall Apart Now. Don't fall apart now. I want you to grab your pen and paper, and I want you to take notes with this one because I'm going to deep dive into this topic for you. And I want you to survive, I want you to thrive, and I want you to flourish. Okay? So let's get into this topic of Let's Talk Sunday. Don't fall apart now. Doing today. Hello, everyone. Cherise Johnson Moore here, your hope builder, lifting you out of your sorrow by guiding you to see the Christ within through scripture and practical applications. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Sunday. Today's topic is very important to us. Today's topic is very important to us. And we must understand that it says, don't fall apart now. Don't fall apart now is really dealing with your environment and your state of mind. And sometimes we can have a feeling of falling apart when we're trying to do too many things at one time. Sometimes that can overwhelm us, and sometimes it is a thing of feeling that things may not be going right. Hello, Langston Smith. How you doing? How you doing? Langston, how are we doing today? Welcome to Let's Talk Sunday. My name is Cherise Johnson Moore, and welcome to the broadcast. I greatly appreciate you coming in. Today's topic on Let's Talk Sunday is Don't Fall Apart Now. Why I picked that topic? Because I am having one of those moments where I'm working on my business and I have a husband to take care of, and I have a son that is dealing with mental illness as well. And sometimes my husband and my son do not get along, but I feel that it is very imperative that we must separate ourselves sometime from the chaos. Deal with the chaos accordingly and compartmentalize it too. Okay, I say that because sometimes life is to the point where you have to separate yourself from a lot of chaotic situations, because if you take on too much stuff, you can feel overwhelmed and then get tired, and then possibly you may even feel the onset of depression or anxiety. I know it happens for me. I'm going to speak for myself. Okay. But my thing is that we must always gather our thoughts, gather them. Sometimes it means like going into a empty room or going to a place where sometimes we can sit and think for a minute. Think about how you're going to handle certain situations instead of just reacting. Reaction was the old me. Reaction. Something would happen and I get all mad and I get an attitude and I get frustrated and I get overwhelmed and I feel like just like the world was closing in on me. And what I had to do was I had to stand still and start praying. And standing still and praying in that moment where you feel like, where you want to fall apart, where you feel like nothing is in your control. And you have to remind yourself that God's got this, right? God's got this. And sometimes we may want to go into a room and sometimes be quiet. Be quiet. Go read your word. Sometimes when you have those feelings, it's good to go off and talk to God for a minute. Because when you do talk to him, you calm down. You calm down. I'm gonna give it straight, no chaser. You calm down when you sit and talk to the Heavenly Father. And when you have that time and you make that time for him in the morning, that's why I say it's good to have read your word or pray in the morning, because it's very important that you start your day off right. That's where you can get it, where you start your day off right so you don't fall apart during the course of the day. And always keep yourself encouraged at look at where you've been and look at where you are now. Things may not be perfect, but they're better than they used to be. I know that's right. And when you make time for God in your life, you make time for God. You make a space, a place, a time, a designated relationship with him. Your relationship gets better with the outside world. We may not see that sometimes, we may not see it, but if you look at your life and look at where you were or what you was dealing with, whether it be drug addiction or children that may not be acting right or doing right, or you have relationships with other adults that are not pleasing to you. And sometimes it's good to distance yourself from the drama. Distance yourself from the drama. Distance yourself from other people's problems that they have caused on their life. I'm going to give it to y'all like I see it. Because when you are involved with the wrong people and God is calling you to think outside your relationship that you're dealing with all this drama, sometimes it's good to distance yourself from people, places, and things that bring you a lot of headache, drama, stress. And we are not in our right minds when we deal with those factors. And take time to write. Take time to write. You don't got to write a book. You ain't got to write a book and publish it. I'm saying like daily devotionals in a notebook, a regular notebook, like a regular spiral notebook. It's a regular spiral notebook, and put the things in it that you feel, or you get a nice book to turn around and you sit down and you write your thoughts out for the day, or you write what you're grateful for that morning, and then you spend time with God. You spend time in His presence where there are no distractions. Okay. Sometimes we have those family members. We have those family members that's always got something going, always got, they is, and it's a thing of some people just like drama. And if you are, and if you're tired of that drama, it is good to distance yourself. I mean, it's this term called "I could love you from a distance." Yes, that's good. Love them from a distance, right? You don't have to alienate them, but you know what you have to do. It's called boundaries. That's another word for you today. Boundaries. Set boundaries for yourself of what you will accept from other people. Accept the boundaries that you have set for yourself in order not to be tangled up in other people's mess. Distance yourself, boundaries. Set boundaries in your life. Set the boundaries in your life, because when you set boundaries with people, places, and things, your life will be so much better. Look, I'll give you this example. I used to be a person, well, I would accept other people's abuse of me. Whether it be when I was out there in the streets and you trying to keep your friends, your so-called friends, and y'all had a drug, both of y'all had drug habits, okay? I'm saying I had a drug addiction. I used to have one. And I used to be the person, life of the party. I spend all my money. And then when I needed them, they were not there for me. So I started setting boundaries. When I changed my life over, I cut some people out of my life. I cut some people out of my life because they were still doing the same thing they was doing 20 years ago when we was hanging together. And I don't do those things no more. So why do I need to still communicate or be around you? Because my mindset changed. When your mindset changes in your life, it keeps you from falling apart. And like the song Mary Mary always sings, I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I've come from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I give you I give you that song particularly because we have to keep ourselves encouraged. And encouragement means listening to some gospel music, getting into your journal, writing, sometimes going into a quiet place, resting, getting some rest, getting some sleep, the proper sleep, helps you also with your mindset. And then we got so many things coming at us at 5 million, one thing, million things at a time. And we have to learn how to have boundaries. This situation, no, I'm not dealing with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. That person grown. That situation don't have nothing to do with me. And some situations where it's like, okay, I got to take care of these bills. Okay. And you don't know how to pay them. Say you have that situation going on. And the thing is you're stressed out about how I'm going to pay these bills. Okay, sit down and talk to God about another way of having income. Sit down, talk to God about, ask him, what other ways can I have income that will help me pay these bills? Okay. Boundaries of money, boundaries of interaction with people, boundaries of what you will accept from people and how they treat you. That's a boundary. And going back to my story, well, I was always spending my money. And then it was like when I told them no, oh, they got an attitude real quick. When I wouldn't help them with something besides money, do something for them. It's always this thing. I used to be a people pleaser. And that was one of my downfalls. I always saw the positive in people. But after a while I had to take the blinders off. Like, you know how the horses got his blinders on. You go looking straight ahead. You don't look but straight ahead. He can't see the left or the right. He got blinders on. And sometimes we got to take those blinders off to see people for who they are. I had to see who was bettering my life, who was I gaining anything from hanging around them? Was I gaining anything to be in that presence? And if the answer was no, I stopped hanging around them. And falling apart means you take the time out to love yourself enough not to fall apart. Ain't nothing wrong with saying no. Ain't nothing wrong with saying no, I'm not gonna do that. That's not my thing. I'm not doing that. It is good to have boundaries in our lives. Take time to make peace for yourself. Sometimes that's what the problem is. We so busy pleasing other people. We so busy trying to be that model person. And ain't nobody perfect but Jesus, okay? But there's got to be a part of you that you got to encourage yourself and say, look, God, I know you're here for me. I know you are always around, always there, always present. You can't fall apart now. You can't fall apart because your life is not over with. You cannot fall apart because God has something else for you to do. You can't fall apart. I know the anxiety, the depression is trying to kick your butt, but we gonna fight it today. Okay? It means loving yourself enough when you have had enough. Loving yourself enough when you've had enough of other stuff that's going on in your life that does not even matter. Don't fall apart now. Don't fall apart when everything seems to be going right. Some of us ain't used to right. Some of us ain't used to living right at all. We just is a bunch of drama all the time and stuff going on all the time, and never give up on yourself. That's what falling apart means. Falling apart means you are giving up on your dreams, your goals, and you should not do that. Don't fall apart. You started something, now finish it. Started that business, finish it. You started writing that book, finish it. You started helping other women with their credit or their business plan or you're helping somebody build up their business or a podcast and then you feel like, why am I doing this? Because you ain't seen the end yet. You haven't seen the end. Only God knows the end. Okay? Don't fall apart yet. Get somewhere Sit down. That's what my grandma say. Get somewhere and sit down and talk to God. When you feel like your world is falling apart on you, talk to God. Talk to him. That's what he does. He's a way maker. He's a peacekeeper. He's a healer. He's a provider. God does everything for us. And we just got to give it over to him. Don't fall apart now. Because you got too much stuff going on in your life that's positive. And that's one thing we got to do. We got to think of the positive stuff we doing. And stop thinking about that negative stuff. The negative stuff keeps us bound. The negative stuff keeps us tossed and turning at night. The negative stuff, look, I've been there, done that. Negativity in my mind kept me so stuck in the place I was in until God woke me up. He woke me up with a traumatic event that happened in my life. And now I'm so glad. I'm not glad that it happened, but it woke me up to understand that I got more to offer in life. I got more living to do. I got, let me tell you, child. And then they'll top it off on that. I'm a grandma now. So being a grandma, now I understand. I'm gonna say this now. I understand my grandmother was going through when I was growing. She was raising me, so now I understand why she acted the way she acted and what she did. Okay, and that's a blessing, And she's given me my grandbaby has given me motivation and inspired me and motivated me to keep going. At one time, I was ready to give up this business. I'm ready to I ain't trying to do this no more. I'm tired. My business not making no money. And I kept thinking about all the negative stuff. And God says, what it is, you're not applying yourself. You're not applying yourself. So when I started applying myself, things started looking up. It's just how you look at things in a perspective. Don't fall apart now because you got too much stuff to do. Don't fall apart now because God is going to send the right people in your life to make it much better. Get you a prayer partner. Get you someone you go to Bible study. Get somebody, go back to church. Somebody told me that one Sunday, and I was like, somebody told me that on a Saturday, and I was in a woman's meeting. And she said, you need to get back in church and find some activity to do at church. I said, oh, okay. I didn't think of it at the time, but now I see that she's right. And my thing is, get in the activities that make you happy. When you sit around doing nothing, not producing, not planning your day out, that's not good. That's not good because idle mind is the devil's workshop. An idle mind. Get somebody you can be creative with. Go off and be creative, whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's orchestrating a program, whether it is building a conference, building your a team. Do something that you love and stick to that, and you won't be falling apart. Okay? I want to say thank you to everyone that has been in this live today. And like I said, my name is Sharice Johnson Moore. I am your hope builder, lifting you out of your sorrow by guiding you to see the Christ within. Okay, I want to let y'all know that if you have missed this program, you can always go over to, you can always go And I appreciate you, and I greatly, greatly appreciate your time and your effort to come in to my live episode of Let's Talk Sunday. Y'all have a blessed day, okay? And keeping on, keep pressing, keep moving forward, keep doing something that's positive in your life. Do the things that you love, okay? And never give up on yourself. Bye, babies. I'll see y'all later. Hello, everyone, and welcome to LBM TV. I am Sharice Johnson-Moore, owner and CEO of LBM TV. Here at LBM TV, our objective is to give you programming that will invigorate, motivate, and inspire you. Our programming will provide you with insight, in-depth knowledge, and solutions in your daily living. We can be seen on every smart TV, smartphone globally. We're located on C1 Media Smart TV app, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, and Google TV. So get ready to enjoy positive, uplifting program for your daily living here at LBM TV, where we care about you.
C1 Media. C1 TV.